Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LPL 2025 Split 1.
BLG would prefer to get the grubs than the dragon if you have a choice of the two, because they hang on, that's an all-in from Setab.
Yeah, big damage coming in from the Akali, finding the perfect execution.
Setab gets first blood onto Knight with his Akali. A rare mistake from Knight in this kind of Akali's playground. Now we're going forwards, he doesn't have the ult this time.
Yeah, the flash already burned as the paranoia comes through. Good damage. Zenith Blade is going to connect. It is going to be the return of kills with nothing in response.
He can win the 1v1. Not surprised. Sved's going to walk up, spot the Nocturne and the brush there, and make sure that Hoya's safe under this tower. Well, we'll see whether he's safe under that tower.
Safety or not, we're going to see the Vi able to start the grubs as a result of we're being spotted out. Here we go again with the paranoia. Soulflare dodged away from Vi. The Drake Hound step. Good damage coming down. Hostile takeover going to buy Hoya an extra life as Feather doing everything that they can. Not able to get that kill eventually, and the Feather in the cap will be the second kill going over as well. No extra return, especially as they get the grub on the back end of it too.
Yeah, the micro is as good as it could be there. They buy a lot of time, but the actual macro of this decision, which is, hey, we're going to leave this player completely get Hoya from out of turret. But it also means that the Leona doesn't get great value with the ultimate, because that's dodged away from. Turrets do a lot of damage nowadays.
But yet again, see decent protection coming out of Feather, making sure they are around to potentially offer that extra life to the Ambassador again. Meanwhile, on bot side, Tab looking like they might need a bit of an extra life as well as they go up against Bin, but instead of extra life, they've got some extra health and damage coming through from the Vi. Things turn around beautifully. The best one gets this one on the Vi.
Good stuff.
And just like that, they level out the kills. We are going to see multiple ultimate burn. True Shot Barrage is going to grant vision for ways so the paranoia can come in. So Tab now in all sorts of trouble, just trying to buy time for the rest of the team to maybe do something across the map, but unfortunately there's no plays to be made across the map, and this one, as was the last, is just a free 1-for-1. Freaking in the end by On, and maybe not quite what way I would have wanted today. Crucial ultimate still remaining, of course. Herald started up, already dropped down below half health. No vision for BLG. Jay still up on the top side, starting to come down for potential pincer, but the Herald is already going to be gone. The fight's begun instead, and now the damage just rains down onto Nocturne. No chance for a steal with Way. Absolutely eviscerated on the back line. On just about managing to survive. Another accelerated shot pass could have done it, but instead Bin turns the attention on Hoya. Drake Hound step away from the Ambassador as we see what I said. Able to find the kill onto On. It's 2-0.
2-0 right now, but the fight continues. Bin has flash. Does he have to use it? Yes, he does, but will it be enough? I think he's just going to get chased down.
Best one raining down those denting blows. Hoya picking up the kill, and now we see TT
able for a second round of cooldowns, even with Bin coming into the fight.
Absolutely beautifully timed plays by TT. That fight that you were talking about does come in. The handshake unable to save the Varus. So far it's a 1-for-1 with the Aurora dying as well. However, the fight continues, and here comes the Tab. Akali threading damage in. That is a lot of low health bars on the side of BLG as they lose yet another one. Fraud, and Elk is going to be able to get himself a kill. Damage traded back from Besh 1, but now with Bin absolutely raining mega damage down on the Jace. It is going to be TT who are sent scurrying once more to the hills. Way able to secure that final one, that last little bit of damage. They will be able to secure the mid turret and the dragon on the back of it. BLG taking this fight, this series, this game going back and forth.
Elk, but coming around to this mid game, incredible fight from Elk, saves that team fight really, picks up so much extra damage. And TT, when we thought they were guaranteed that dragon after the Herald, even with all of their comfort picks, with this composition would look so good from them, can't get that objective. Batron chasing forward, and Bin just dies.
Yeah, able to find one, has been unable to reset after Dragon in time and giving up the life of their support as a result as well. 2-0 on the back of this one, and that is just careless from BLG.
Patron somehow ending up as a 5-kill Vi from all of the mess of the last
5-kill deathless Vi as well, can we just say.
Which is insane given what this champion does. Much like the Nocturne, exactly, you fly into a fight. You don't often fly out of it the same way. TT are hanging around this mid lane now. Hoya just gets the public execution up again. Can Elk step over it? No, he can't.
Well, the other person we've got to shout out for the lack of deaths is still just that one death on higher, and that was in a 3v1 scenario. Fights continuing, however. Varus keeps on dying, but in return the kill onto Way. And this game
is just condition for this team. He would genuinely just lose TT games through individual disadvantages in top lane alone. Last series, Hoya was the better top laner than Bin for the grand majority of that series. That's incredible given the track record of Bin over the course of his career. But Hoya on the Ambassador in this time, looking a lot better. for his team. Again, caught out by the Varusol. Here comes the Solar Flare.
Yes, propping it straight down, going in rather than out, having to flash out in response, but look at the damage that's starting to come from range now. One Mystic Shot, one Shock Blast, and almost all the health removed from the currently deathless Special One.
And it's a really hard time trying to get through this choke point towards the Atacom, because you throw that hostile takeover down there, you can't walk through it. The fact that the hostile takeover is just blown there means that BLG don't have to be afraid to approach the Atacon. I think TT now realize that. They say, yeah, we can't stay around this objective anymore. And that contest goes away. Beitron off vision, could go on to Knight potentially, and here he goes.
Does exactly that, already coming down with the ult. Unfortunately, Hoya going wide with the public execution. Otherwise, that could have been the end of Knight. Embrace Chaos style while still finding a level of order that allowed them to play these clever objective-based games while still having loads of kills. Here, we are just seeing straight out chaos, and it at the moment is meaning bad news bears for BLG. They lose their jungler and right next to Atacon.
And it's a perfect play from TT to punish in the side lane. Wade didn't realize the numbers were there, and certainly no smite around the Atacon. BLG have to fight in a 4v5 to see off this objective potentially. TT, do they feel bold enough to start onto it? Set up on half HP, that might change things.
Yeah, I don't think they can feel bold enough because there is just so much poke damage. The Jace and the Ezreal are raining damage down for days. You see these health bars getting shredded through by just a couple of abilities. And just like that, it doesn't matter that BLG's jungler is dead. And now all of a sudden, Beshwan is slightly caught out. Teleport going to come through enough to stop the attack.
He's not going to be here in time to secure that objective. TT miss another chance to get themselves soul point. They'll be kicking themselves to that one. I feel like they've had the tools in some of these team fights to walk away with objectives. Haven't quite cleanly enough been able to go towards them.
I feel it's more than that as well, Alex, because it's the Dragons the same as losing your team at the game. And both these teams will have to tread just that little bit more carefully now. And someone who's already up to flash away is indeed going to be... Oh, sorry, Knight dies first! I thought that Varus was going to be gone first for sure, but instead it's a 1-for-1, and now the fight continues to brew with Vi arriving. This means that BLG, who looked like they were taking the fight to TT, are instead taking the fight back to their own base, as it is going to be death after death, kill after kill! And TT just wiped BLG apart from White.
Oh, it is vision. He might be able to ult in for a steal, but no one's showing their faces, and that'll be an objective going down. TT team fight their way through.
Because I love what I'm seeing from this Vi player. Absolute tremendous, and you can see there the fans seem a little bit mixed in whether they're loving it or not. Hostile takeover is going to go wide. That's a huge ability to be down, but it's still a kill going over onto Wei, and with Atacon still available, there's a chance to turn instead. It looks like TT want more kills. Hoya, so aggressive, taking turret shot after turret shot, will eventually give up their life, but not before they've done the damage.
Elk goes down. Hoya's missed a few ults in this game quite visibly, but that one very much hit. Elk gets absolutely blasted by the 2.5 item ambassador, and yeah, they go down, but without the Ezreal, and with Knight not having ult now too, TT can walk in. They can use the Baron buff, which they have 2 minutes remaining of, to force another opening on the map. BLG, they're getting out team fought by Thunder Talk. This team, which was by them, but against BLG, they've just apparently got a better bit of insight into how they play the game. The Atacon's going to go down as well now, as need to somehow escape this initial combo, and they need to stop giving the easy openings over to Setup and Beitron, who are timing their approach so well. When one is entering the fight, the other one isn't. Onivia's chat saying, I don't think BLG have so many ranged pokes. I actually think they do. I just don't think the event, again, who got so much value in that first series, is pulling the trigger before the skill shots come through. This time, it's Hoya caught out.
Blade connects, Public Execution not going to take Hoya very far, but the Drakehound steps are enough to get the dash out. Good damage being turned onto Bergeron, but this isn't a fight that you want, Knight. This is not a fight that you win. Hoya dashing forward, getting great damage. Here comes the rest of TT.
They come. TT have the Atacon, remember, and they'll take a kill for free. They have the withdrawals in the back pocket, and once again, someone steps forward from BLG, and TT are there, really ready and willing to answer. They go again.
Beshwan dashing in, Wei shredding, losing the health. Not as much as they've lost their inhibitor, though. That one is down.
Still, within an LPL landscape, normally, you'd think that they'd be a bit more stable in this bin coming through. Setup does have the ult, he does have flash. Does he have to use both to get away?
Well, I don't think he's interested in getting away. He just goes for the straight out 1v1 kill. Has got Aurora lurking in the sidelines. Finally using the flash, trying to dash out to safety. Might well be able to get out of here. We're going to see the arcane shift forward, the flash as well. Good connection. Zonya's by a little bit of time for the card. It shouldn't be enough. However, Aurora finally getting that shut down. But meanwhile, the rest of the team is pushing in the other lanes.
Yeah, so pushing in top lane and pushing in mid lane. TT once again find a micro outplay, which leads to a bigger advantage somewhere else. This time it's a proper cross map. We haven't, like we said, not really had chance for cross maps because everyone's been on the same.
Able to get over towards Baron first, able to set things up. They're going to be able to get recalls out if they want to. Instead, they're just going straight for the fight.
Yeah, Elk watching Hoya go straight towards him.
Yeah, Elk is in a lot of trouble here, stuck in the pit all by themselves currently. Has got a little bit of a defense, but Wei is not one of them. Already killed off by Hoya. Hoya just zoning everyone away from being able to save Elk. As a result, Beshwan able to get that kill. This could just straight out be the game right here. Triple kill coming in. It's gonna be an ace. It's gonna be the game for TT.
Surely it can't happen again. Thunder Talk are going to take game 1 of the series versus Billy Gaming in the lower bracket round 2. TT, we thought they might be able to strike once against this team. They've had some good combos and BLG was sleeping on it still. Miraculous game 5 in the first series. Didn't think it would happen again. Game 1 going to Thunder Talk.
A little bit later on. Looking at the comps now completed. Hard to look past BLG for this one for me. They've got that Lover's bot lane locked in, exceptionally strong, allows on.
You need to be good at diving in side lanes, and you do stuff like this. The Rakan, and that Viego can definitely do that.
Yeah, speaking of diving, here comes some aggression. Hoy's playing this one really, really well so far, still taking a considerable chunk of damage. However, Wade doing what they can to juggle a tower aggro, and well, it does look a little bit dead to rights here. The question is, can they get anything in return?
And they...
Good damage onto one, forcing the flash away. Good hook shot, gonna connect, and this dive continues for what seems like an eternity.
Yeah, they're gonna go again all the same. He's out of cooldowns this time, and Hoya will go down for that first blood. He hit level 4 under the tower, gave some questions. They ended up winning that World Championship last year, BLG. And the rest of the LPL took a little while to kind of get up on the board, but they'll secure themselves the first 3. Here is Beitron, trades for the dragon on the other side of the map. Typical early game objective trade. And checking it out, does have level 6. There's a chance he could really get a 1v1 here.
This is going to be pretty tough. We're going to see Jin Zhao able to secure 1, throwing down the ultimate, but Knight returning with 1 of their own. Hoya's joined the fray. It's a 2 for 2 for now, as the Weaver's Wall is not going to carry Talia to the target. Goes to Viego. Beshwan takes all the damage, and now Hoya in a lot of trouble, trying to take a little bit of fruit, trying to get to the relative safety of Setab. But yet again, second kill is going to go for
his ultimate at some point. He came in here to... He stops the Talia going over. Yeah. I actually missed that, and he's now going to get the punts away in mid lane. Setab might just die, though, and the flash goes down easy.
Yeah, Wayne Knight looking great here. Yeah, that was a
little bit around them if TT really wants to give a fight.
Yeah, feels like trouble brewing around the Grubs here. We've already seen the Grubs started up. The return of damage is going to be good. However, in comes the Pot Blossom, and that is some good damage down. Hextech Ultimatum follows up, but Beshwan is the first to die. Bullet time was back off cooldown. It wasn't enough to get 1x and a kill. Instead, it only finds themselves a Death Chamber, and the Grubs will go the way of BLG.
Somehow to get themselves a big old Camille MF combo coming through the map somehow, but it's so hard to set that up when you're behind in all goals.
It's absolutely true, and the response from Away and the rest of the team is just so insanely fast, already forcing flashes out of Beshwan. We do see Feather trying to use the ultimate to save their own skin. They're not going to be able to do so, and Nico is shredded. The same can be said for Setab as well, who, despite that final little seismic shove, unable to escape Way.
Way hunts down his prey on the bot side of the fight. BLG are running away with this game now. TT let the goal get out of hand. They opened the door to BLG to play around their combination. I love these guys
from BLG after that loss against TT in game 1, and well, the answer does seem relatively transparent right now. Alex, it's happening!
It's happening! It's happened twice in 2 days. The new patch 15.4 helping us get along with this one. Ruda's at a con. I've not got to cast one of these games yet. And you know what's hilarious about this? If you get Ruinous Atacant, it increases your neutral objective buffs. There are 6 grubs on BLG.
Yeah.
Folks, we are going to get effectively an almost 8 grub game from BLG if they get that objective. They will, even when you're not a tower killing champion. So Hell's going to go down to the mid lane. This one's going to go down to the 6 grubs and the Hell very, very easily. TT, they don't really have much to mount a response here.
Yeah, the Wind's Wall comes in by a brief respite, but not too much as one, as Herald will make its first charge. Looks like it's going to be able to get the second one off as the damage is coming through, but Cassandra has other things to say about that one. Trying to pull right and stepping maybe just a little bit too deep. Bullet time comes in, it's not enough to secure a kill. Takes out the Herald before the second charge, flash forward, Pop Blossom connects onto Way. However, Viego able to step out into the mist.
So lucky a point. Worth noting, Knight still has ults. So if something were to happen here, could ult over towards something like this. Viego finding the Talia again.
And that is exactly what happens. Way securing yet another kill, collecting Talia for the good. And that is going to be another dragon. That will be their third
game than game one. And we said, look, there are a lot of eyes on Way. It is very hard to be the struggling player on such a successful team. And, you know, there are sometimes multiple struggling players on PLG. I'm not going to say it's just Way, but for him particularly, with all of the stuff that happened in off-season with him and Shun and...
returns a kill in the end of the play, as we're about to see, as we see Way just chilling, just waiting.
Plus, of course, the passive. The extra little chance of getting that kill at the end of it very much helps into the reset play pattern. On alone on this side of the map right now. Teleport coming in, not alone for long.
Yeah, on starts things off, but probably not going to be the one that finishes them as Knight arrives via that TP first kill already secured. Beshwan, who had that deathless game first time round, having anything but this time. They're doing it for you, Alex.
They're doing it for me, no one else. It's so different seeing the way that the attack pattern's changed, because it's got the swipe outwards into inwards, like this thing here, the descending circles. Look at the flowers bloom. All of these giving adaptive force as well. I love it so much. BLG are going to be so powerful after this.
They give all of that adaptive force over to the Viego as well. Meanwhile, Knight trying to stay alive down bot-side turret. Not long for the world on arriving for support. Flashing away, Knight able to survive this one, even though the turret is not quite so lucky.
I really, as you can see, 54 bloody petals picked up for BLG, so that gives them, I mean, they do. He has flash and he has ult. I don't know if this is the fight which TT won, actually.
Well, Beshwan's still going to take it regardless, going aggressive. Elk having to flash away, being followed by the audacious charge, but no, it's not to be this game for Beshwan. If game one, they could have fallen into a sewer and come out with a gold watch. In game two, it's just poop.
This game is certainly stinky for them. BLG, they don't even lose their AD carry in that situation. I thought it might be a 1-for-1, which BLG could teleport onto afterwards, or find themselves a cleanup kill. They don't even get the single kill. Still a deathless game from BLG. Watch as this next wave comes into the tower. Next time they hit tower, watch how nasty the tower damage comes in from 6 Grub plus the Atakan. Setup's caught out by Bin.
Yeah, goes in with the Weaver's Wall to try and stop those hits, and instead just gets hit in the face. And now you can see those massive chunks being ripped out of the turret. One turret, but at least it would have been one. You know, in a game where we're looking at a 12-0 scoreline, at least they could have taken away an extra shred of dignity in this game. And unfortunately, that's something that is being stripped from them, along with probably seem to be their base as well. BLG just making an absolute point of this game. They are sending a message, and that message is about to continue.
And they might be returning TT to sender at this point, putting them back to base. Bin goes in.
Yeah, flashing forward, getting all that damage onto Misfortune. He's barely able to get 2 waves of bullet time off. Hextech Ultimatum comes in, but unfortunately, Hoya, you are locked in now with Knight, not the other way around. More kills come in. It's a triple for the Galio. It's going to be 4 out of 5 secured for BLG as they look down to try and close out the ace. Not quite catching onto the tab, but it just doesn't matter. They've got free roam in this top side.
Here comes On, diving forwards again. That is a very dead Talia. BLG have stomped through this game. Knight has a 25 stack Medjais on a quote-unquote tank Galio. Smashes the turret, and as we said, the Grubs with the Ruinous Atakan. Towers don't exist. They are paper to BLG.
Ace secured, delayed quadra-kill. It's not just the base that has been paper in this game. They might as well be playing the Onivia skin, because it feels like the champions are made of paper too. One more.
Yeah, but seriously though, 54 of these Blood Roses and then also a Medjais on top of it. It's a lot of extra random damage because of the adaptive force you get from them. Hoya, he does not want to be there, and I think he'll be removed from that very quickly.
Yeah, he goes back from whence he came, and Viego secures this one for an easy 7-0-8. We talked about Beshwan's stunning deathless game on the Jin Zhao. We have to start talking about Way on this Viego. Now, having seen what's going on, Baron now has been started up. It feels like TT have decided this is going to be their last stand. They don't want to let this final objective go over the way. They've met so many others, but what can they really do to stop it, then, Mira?
Well, we'll see if Baytron can get himself a miracle steal. He's not going to be able to get into the pit. He goes in and he fails. He's going to die for the attempts.
It's too little, it's too late, and it is going to be Baron. It's going to be 2 more kills. And at the end of it all, with Hoya going down, it's 3 kills. Maybe that's just the game.
I think it will be after that point. Hoya might be able to come back up to show his face for, I suppose, the school portrait at the end of it. But I think that will be all they wrote. The wave clear's coming in from TT, but as we said, only takes an auto or 2 before that damage over time from the grub buffed up by the Ruinous Atacon as well, completely shreds the base. There is nothing that TT can do here.
Hoya does indeed return for that class photo, but the class in question is going to be the one from Battle Royale. And unfortunately, Hoya, you were not on the winning side this time. Will it be the deathless game, or can they finally get a little bit of something? Knight's taking turret shot. He's taking fountain laser shot. It doesn't matter. Nothing kills the Galio. Nothing stops BLG. We're one.
When you're against Bin on the other side, I think that allows you to play 4 counterpick 4 like this Alistar as the last pick. No, it doesn't work well into the laning phase, but what Grubs, he doesn't have ult now. That trade before this dive came in was how important it is. He has 3 biscuits that can help with the regen. He is stuck under turret now, and Knight is not within realm warp range. He will be alone in a 1v3 if the dive is commenced.
Dragon goes down. The question is, will the next thing to go down be Bin? Will it be first blood? We can see the tag catching already. Second strike hits. Bin going to get frozen in place on the back of this counter strike. Nice trade of damage coming in from TT. They secure first blood without giving up anything in return. Meanwhile, on bot side, Knight having to try and do what he can to stay alive because he's gone too aggressive onto Bin, who in a 4v1 almost gets the kill for himself. Flashes away. Hasn't died yet. Way eventually secures the return kill.
So it's a 1-for-1 across the map. Bin doesn't get the most out of them. Ended up starting in. Changing fundamental aspects of the game can take a while to lock in. Knight has flash and ghost. He's roamed out of lane again. Hoya's low HP. See if they can combo for a solo lane kill.
Knight's going to go over a ward. Beshwan's going to notice he's going down. Hoya can try to escape. Of course, doesn't have flash after the last fight. And look at the Knight. The Nature Growth is going to connect. And we now see the Ash Arrow not quite connecting. No mana for Bin, however, not able to leap strike out to safety. And with Satab arriving, securing the kill on the Azir yet again. Plays going wrong for BLG. Again, shades of game 1.
Bin very, very different at that because I have the context of years before that point. But it doesn't mean you're wrong about what you're saying. Hoya's had a great split. Probably his best split that I can remember. There's a teleport coming in for the second set of Grubs. BLG, this can be dangerous. Hoya's going to just go straight into ult them, surely.
Yeah, Nature's Draft's going to go straight through. Yes, the Grubs might be going in favour of BLG. The question is, will the fight? We already see the flash out and Feather's going to fall. Bin is so very low, surviving for so long, buying so much time for the Jhin to do work, getting themselves a kill, but the fight is so very tight. Everyone's still duking it out until finally the curtain is called. Flashing away, it is going to be 1xN, able to survive as a solitary survivor in what ends up being, I believe, a 4-for-2.
4-for-2 is what I counted as well. So
throw a cask, which literally delivers Bin and on straight into their own backline, and from that point in that fight was somewhat cursed. They're able to get Dragon. 15 minutes 50. There'll be a fight before then.
I'm looking at the Realm Warp cooldown. I'm looking on. Well, it's very quick. Here comes the combo. Here comes the Jhin.
Yeah, never mind. 3 minutes is more like 3 seconds. Good damage coming in. TT looking to try and claim this fight, having lost out in the last one. Already slain the Lilia. We're going to see the ultimate running out on the Alistar. The damage still coming through from the Ashe, but now Jhin able to turn their attention onto the carries, putting out so much damage. The volley. The volley was good, but now it is just remaining for the final bit of damage. Braum able to snipe away the Rise before losing their life as well. Deadly Flourish dodged away from, but the trap is enough. Oh my god, it's all going on here.
I'm a little bit scared of BLG and their playmaking opportunities. Here we go. We've got the Realm War potentially being pulled as well at some point. Scout. No, Scout. I see. Like, he had a great game the other day on the champion. That's why I said it. Here comes On.
On did so much in the last fight, looking to do the same again. Herald not taken all the way down already. Satab is not on the rift no more. Or we can see the Veshwan at this point feels like they've just accepted they've lost this fight. They want to at least try and secure themselves the Herald. They managed to grab the eye, but they lose the rest of their body.
TT fall by the wayside again. Knight is going to live there. I was a little bit afraid from it just that one. You can't really stand and fight as the Azir and the Ashe that well.
Oh. So close to securing the kill after the Realm Warp there, and 1xn still showing what they can do. 3-1-3 on this. Ash still has tons of damage to put out. You question Satab's Azir, and it has been called out a few times. The plays have maybe not been quite as exceptional as what we're used to seeing, as another dragon goes the way of BLG. And we can see the Swirl Seed following. It's not going to connect on to anybody. Bin in a lot of trouble here. Just fight after fight.
In chats. Setup has gone for the Nashes as second item, so I was wondering if it was going to be more towards the tanky build. The runes are actually the same between both. You still go for lethal tempo, so you can't tell from that as you can with someone like that Varus. His DPS is good. Now, TT grouping up. They have to group up. They have to group up, though, because if they don't... Oh, that's a problem, though. They get hit by the Swirl Seed. Here comes the Realm Warp.
Yeah, and Dead Flourish connects as well, despite the dash, and with the Realm Warp coming in, the health bar's already shredded. Satab dies so early in the fight yet again. All 4 shots of the Curtain Ghoul are going to connect. Now Elk can come in and deal some damage with those 4 bullets in chamber. Kills are coming through fast. Knight's given up their life, but with the chase still coming in, feels like when the rest of the team might still have to secure a little bit more. Hoya and Moshan, they run for the hills.
So the saplings and the barrels manage to secure a retreat. Knight doesn't get the perfect flank this time. TT managed to shut down that rise earlier on into the fight, but it's not a fight win. BLG, they haven't won heavily enough to go straight towards the Atacon on the other side of the map, but they will be able to break up in the mid lane turret, and that's definitely a good prize to them. Bin, another great fight on the Jax. He's been having a wonderful team fight game on his... I actually hadn't called that out. That's completely fine. That's a good check-in.
Cool. Well, I just, think, especially given what the tempo of the game is now, it means so much if they are able to secure Atacon themselves. However, they need to be able to start turning these plays in their favour, and at the minute it feels like they're the ones caught time and time again. Looking to make something happen. Hoya is in. He's managed to find a cast, but it's not going to get onto the Jhin, as maybe the Gragas would have hoped. Low health bar for Wei, but still alive. The same cannot be said for Hoya, and yet again the Jhin raining down the damage. And even with him at a range distance, there's so much power being put out, but Ash turns it back around. Finally, Rise able to get something, but now Knight dived upon, damage raining out of 1xn, trying to find more, but shut down in their tracks by Bin. This time it's the Azir alive to tell the tale. They're in a tight duking out, but look at the dash, the damage. It's not enough to kill off Elk. Still deathless in this game. 8-0-13 there to finish off Elk. Also, wasn't quite Captain Jack levels, but you've got to shout out that cleanse coming in after the belly bot from the Gragas to allow in the reposition. Atacon's been started up. It's forced from TT. Curtain Call raining in. Hoya so low. Hoya so dead. Now TT are split. BLG can take control of the Atacon pit.
Remember, it's not the GA version, so if you take it, you don't get that free revival after that point. The Realm Warp is going to potentially help out. It is stopped. Here comes the fight.
Yeah, here we go, and 1xn's already shut down with that damage gone. I don't see a world where TT can turn this one in their favour. They're sent running again. Satab again able to live, but having to leave the rest of the team in coffins. Atacon secured yet again by BLG, and for the second time today, Nightmare, you get your Ruinous.
Yay, 10-0-13. You go straight to the Baron, otherwise Satab teleported bot side knowing that there's no contest on the Baron really available.
There's gold to be had in these hills.
That there is gold to be had, and there's a shutdown. I'm happy you get an objective bounty there, Satai.
I think I might have to put you into past tense on that one, Nightmare. They had the damage. You saw setups they were trying to make down the bottom lane when we saw the fantastic ultimate used by the Lilia that caught out Satab. At that point, it felt like maybe they could set up play and still take things on even terms. Since then, with the last 2 fights, the mid lane fight was very close. That was, millimeters. That top lane one was not close. This bot lane one is not close. This is under turret, and this isn't now turning into sort of scenes from game 2 again.
See that Setab's had his ult forced out in the mid lane as well by Knight. That will not be available for a big play for Thundertalk. BLG look like they found their mojo back a little bit more, and maybe this is a little bit more the BLG that we know can sometimes be a bit greedy in the game 1 of a series. Banshee's Veil from Knight gives him a lot of brawling stats, and yeah, there's the tower from the Azir, which gives him something to play around. Not enough for the 1v1. Thundertalk, they are preying on miracles now, and I think they're all out of divine intervention.
There are positives to be taken from this game for Thundertalk. However, I don't think there will be a win to be taken. There's yet another turret falls. The fight is going to start. This time we are going to see Encore on the turret a little bit, but in comes Bin from the backside, absolutely ripping apart the backline. It's going to be kill after kill being secured. Only Hoya now remains to defend the Nexus turrets, and with the curtain call, it will be a curtain call for this game. The shots won't connect this time until they do, and when they do, boy, they hit hard. One last fourth shot, one last stand came out from TT, but it's now 2-1 to BLG as they look to avenge their earlier series loss.
That is a 28-minute game with 43 kills. Elk finishes roll as well. Pantheon Callista. That is going to be point and click. Lodge the spears in from both of them and hope you get a kill. Hard to play out that lane. Knight was potentially angling over there too. Way a bit indecisive. And instead, we're going to get the 2v2.
Oh, this is absolutely horrific for TT. Their jungler busy trying to steal away the wolves. Already seeing 1xN having to flash away. It wasn't response to a flash from Elk, however, and Elk, as a result, doesn't have flash now as the Wukong gets closer and closer, but it's Bechuan who dies, and it is Elk who lives. XN now is going to be saying a night for now.
On has another empowered W, uses it. It's going to be another kill over tonight. Oh, this is disaster for Thunder Talk. Wei comes over at the level 2, and it is a 4-kill level 1 for BLG with a triple kill to the Lucian.
Losing a limb at this stage of the game.
What else do you do here? I mean, yeah, the coaching staff from BLG having a great time of it now. Satan. Oh my god, he's got flash on too. Nice, he's going to go for another ult, so he does.
One more double tap, and that's all she wrote. 4-0-1 Lucian at 3.
And Karma, which of course they were struggling a little bit. No equal. Hang on, Bin's just been left out to the wolves though, guys.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused by this one, especially given that Dragon's up on bot side. Bin just going to give up the kill. People in chat earlier on were saying how well Hoya had played some of these dives that because of having the grubs, BLG had just taken this out a little bit faster.
Hey Sam, how's it going? Sam's woken up finally.
Hey Sam!
So we've got Stan on call, Sam. Great,
Hello, Greyheart.
So we've got, oh my god, we could have so many play-by-plays in this cast.
Oh my god.
I could give Sam the headphones. We could just all start shouting at the game. Sam, we had a 4-kill level 1. Knight walked away with 4 kills. He has a Kraken Slayer at 8 minutes.
Oh god.
So I think Knight had a 21-0 Lucian game last year, by the way, with a pentakill.
Yes.
The headphones, we could just all start shouting at the game. Sam, we had a 4-kill level 1. Knight walked away with 4 kills. He has a Kraken Slayer at 8 minutes.
Oh god.
So I think Knight had a 21-0 Lucian game last year, by the way, with a pentakill.
Yes.
TT. I think TT realized that they dropped so much gold from the early game. They can't actually waste any on the teleporting onto the Lucian. He has ult and flash. Teleport coming in from BLG all the same.
Support coming in from On as well. Fright brewing, but immediately Satab realizes this isn't the fight they want to take. On's going to be able to catch On, interrupting the ultimate. Flash burn, ignite put down. Satab teleports to their own demise.
It's going to be one. It's not going to be the harpoon or the spear. It's the harpoon which does it. Bin gets a flame roasted Yone. Satab on his Yone, which looks enough for BLG as well. They have themselves the 3 grubs. They'll get themselves the dragon. Honestly, with TT not being able to go towards the top side of the map that quickly, BLG might even be able to contest the top side grubs too.
I don't think it's even going to be a contest at this point, to be honest. I feel like they're just completely railroading this early game.
And they stop it before the 14-minute mark comes down. It's such a crazy gold lead for this Lucian now, getting 2 turrets effectively.
I think the only argument I'd make is in a game where it seems almost definite that we're going towards Ruinous. Maybe having that 6 grub advantage.
Defending themselves here, but they did lose the cleanse, did lose the heal. Next time you go forwards with a Sejuani ult, you won't have those available to them. And it's not like Karma's built up to a Mikhail's just yet. Dragon's going to get started, Dragon's going to get finished, and it is sadly going to be the Voracious Atacama. We didn't kill enough people, folks. There's a rookie numbers, got to pump them up. But still, BLG happy with the Dragon stacking.
I think it speaks
again, I'm working on quite a lack of sleep. I don't always track that objective. Hoya, maybe trying to catch out Knight again. The extra HP from the Black Cleaver makes it quite nice to play around that. Gonna find out Wei. Knight around the corner. Doesn't necessarily want to stick around that. He's there. Stun misses.
Oh, it was a good flash. That wasn't a full next Smithy of an ult, but even so, Hoya still in a little bit of trouble as we do see Pantheon arriving and actually immediately departing. Bechuan able to get themselves their first kill of the game. Teleport comes in. It's going to be matched. We're going to see this 5v4 play out.
There we go. The ult comes through from the Yone, but it's stopped and the fight continues. Equalizer goes down.
Equalizer go down, but not onto too many. Arriving, we can see Elk with a lot of damage, getting that kill onto Hoyer, and now what was looking like an opportune moment for TT is looking like it might be something that seals their fate. Cullen goes in, narrowly dodged away from this little bit of fruit to help to 1xn survive. No fruit, however, for the rest of the team as Rumble secures a double, ending this one out in convincing fashion. 1xn lives for a while. Maybe should have just recalled instead of eating the fruit, buddy. That is an apple that's going to cost you your life, and it's going to be at the hand of Knight, of course.
BLG pick up a fight which will really break open the game now. You can see that TT were holding on to their lanes, not so anymore. BLG get an inner turret. They still have to take the outer turret, but of course, in what you're there for, see the value of the lethality. Kalista as well. We did call out Elk as a powerful player of that champion. He's played it in the past, of course, a bunch, but BLG really picking up the pieces very effectively.
I mean, that's twice now where Elk's barriers have been absolute pinpoint perfection. Not so much, though, for Bejuan, who had such a phenomenal game one. The standout performer, unfortunately, has been stood on now. And as a result, yet again, kill after kill coming in. Knight wanted to pad the stats even more, not giving up a death themselves. Been just going to proxy farm now, apparently. Why not?
I'd say if he could snipe off an opportunistic kill onto 1xn if he chose a bad place. The recall not to be... But everything else is turning up their way too. Hoyer spotted out. Way is just around the corner too. Hoyer just there, really just throw out a tiny bit of damage, but not do much else. Objective bounties on the board. It's just, what did TT do? They've missed their shot. What do they do?
The Kennen in this game. I hate to say it, but we threw up big question mark.
Herald was actually taken by TT, and they will be able to take their second turret of the game. It is an objective bounty, 500 gold back for them between both Setab and Beitron, who will be able to go out here as well. If he jumps in here, there is actually a decent chance that On just combos him straight out of this and gets him into a bit of a difficult scenario. He's going to go straight onto Setab instead.
Yeah, good damage put down. Ignite already be burned, and that is going to be Wukong just stepping themselves away. This is allowing all the time in the world for the Atacon to be taken bot side Voracious this time round.
So BLG will take that one nice and easily. And what that means now is that On with Flash can use that extra GA to be just... Yeah, that happens. The last time I remember that was World's Play-ins. Junjia, the PSG Talon jungler, got 1 second of 35-minute game. That was very not okay. Luckily, he's done a lot better since then. And sadly, I don't think he qualified for first 10. I think CFO did. So Casa actually making through to another international event after all this time. Incredible to see him making it through from the LCP, the Pacific League. BLG, not necessarily found themselves that killer fight yet. Got 1 minute of Atacon. Wade does have ult. He's probably going to throw it under this turret. 1xn, got to be a little bit careful there. There is a Mikhail's. Is it going to be enough? Maybe not.
Oh, here we go again. Big old dive under the turret. This time it feels like TT have got themselves a little bit of damage. Maybe a slight overstep coming in. Bin, however, is not going to die. Merely going to be sent back to Fountain. And as a result, just continued pressure being put down. It's going to be the... Yeah, nice. Spectacle coming in. It's not going to be released in any particularly dramatic fashion, however. Knight still definitely...
You don't want to give too much hope to a losing team. They should lose 90% of the time. This is the remaining 10%. You get like a well, even maybe that's too high. If you get everything overlapped onto the same targets, maybe it works out. It's just so hard to set that up.
Very, very hard indeed, and getting harder by the moment, unfortunately. Baron, of course, having spawned now, it seems to be the next objective, and no sooner does it spawn than immediately we're going to see the attention of BLG turning over to it. We have Beshwan trying to set up some vision, trying to do something, just having to flash out, having already used their clone to attempt an escape. A little bit of damage going down, as we can see Knight having a bit of a rough time trying to duke it out against the Yone, but while all that's going on, Elk able to kill off Hoyer. On is going to give their life in return, but it's double kill coming in for the Kalista. Beshwan does manage, as I say, manage to find that one onto On. But the third kill comes in, and it's another kill for Knight, who eventually finds the trade onto their fellow mid laner. They find a second onto the Karma. 1xn left without a friend to turn to, not even able to kill Bin for their troubles. It's going to be a delayed triple coming
Baron
in.
Buff as well for the rest of the team. BLG doing it textbook style.
Well, I don't know if TT believe in miracles or not, but they're going to need one right now, and things have just spiraled out of control since pretty much minute 2.
That's on the Baron buff. They have ages to play towards to try and find themselves something. Grouping up in mid lane. Can they find themselves a fight? Or they just go for that tower?
I feel like they're going to pull the trigger sooner rather than later, and First of all, turret will fall in mid. Pressure's going to be put down by Rumble, bot side, who can easily join this fight, make it the 5v5. And as the inhibitor falls, TT are asking the question, is there anything they can possibly do out of desperation? And it feels like the answer is no.
Feels like the damage has also just kind of been done at this point. You've got the extra soul. Bin can stand and fight with the Yoda. The Yoda is meant to win those kind of trades, but 2 levels up and so much gold. That's not really a fair comparison now, is it? The Chemtech Soul make it so hard to burst people out completely too. If you couldn't kill them before, it gets that extra degree harder after that point. Wei being a massive frontline Beitran. Can he get anything? No, he can't. TT, a swing and a miss again.
Wei so insanely tanky at this point as well. Not quite so much being zoned away by Huya, but this was merely enough to secure the kill on Satab, but instead it's just going to be an ult for an ult. The inhibitor is the trade that BLG are able to get out of absolutely nothing.
They haven't had to recall him forever. The fact that they can stick around, they can take an inhib, take some damage, stick around for a bit.
The Black Knight from Monty Python, and the injury that's been suffered by TT is not just a flesh wound at this point. They are practically missing their head, and they're going to be missing the final part of their base. We are going to see Kennen coming in from behind for one last desperation play. Wei taking a lot of damage already. We see that Bin is just doing such a good job zoning, putting down that flame spitter, finding damage, finding a kill on a Veshwan. Knight getting what might be, I believe, their 9th or 10th kill of this game. It's not quite 27-0, but it's damn near close enough. Trying to shut down L. We are seeing Knight getting yet another kill, and Satab's 0-7-0 game unfortunately sums up what has been an absolute disaster from minute 1 for TT. They came to play in game 1. In game 2, BLG said no way. In game 3, it was close, but BLG had enough. In game 4, they ran rampant and served a warning to everybody else in the lower bracket. BLG closed this one out in style. Knight does eventually die, but TT drop out of the bracket.
To beat BLG.
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LPL 2025 Split 1.
Hold it. There are 3 people up here, but they do still have a Braum in the early game. They see 1, they see 2, now they see 3, and that's an issue.
Oh boy. Okay, lands it onto Shanji. I think we're just going to see Jackie forced to flash. What has Shanji started? It's the Wallstone captain. Jackie's down all summoners. There's no way to keep him alive. And Leave picks up first blood.
Leave picks up first blood. Jackie loses.
One steals money.
What? Bill hook?
Yeah, it's Hook's bills.
That's just diabolical, Sam. That is diabolical.
You use it to sit, like, get things out of cash registers.
It's kind of important that Kim is on to leave. And it is important. Hang on, Jackalove's going to get a really important route here. Managed to get a really good feather pullback.
He got his back, but I think he might be too late. Aki now thinking about coming in himself. Can look to go into the backside. Flash away from Jackie. Will not keep alive. Kanavi not quite there in time. And it's all a ruse, and Jackie falls for a second time this game.
His Leave playing on his flash. I thought if he got hit by that feather pull, it could have led to death if Kanavi managed to flash forwards, but Aki manages to turn the tides. He's on great form. Shanji's now in mid. Are they able to combat with anything here? He might try and go and kill his old mid laner.
I guess something. The gravity field is decent, but Doinby gets to go between worlds nonetheless. Cream got flash, maybe forced to burn it, but a flash forward for a weirding. And an arcane shotgun brings down the arcane herald.
Love the macro coming. That same degree of freedom. Doinby is going to go back now. Maybe go get himself first item before this fight. If he gets first item before this fight, this Aurora is going to be very, very powerful. BP World's coming in. Here comes the paranoia.
Goes up into the air. Remember, there's no flash. Trying to get behind, but in goes Leave. That's just a very dead Xayah, and the Luden's completed for Doinby on that teleport. A killer piece for the AD carry in mid lane.
Again, Cream is around, and I guess 369 can look for a play.
Navi's around as well, and they burned quite a lot to make this play happen. Flash forward, Shadow Strike goes wide, but the crashdown happens nonetheless. PP God dies. Arcane Storm is up. Kanavi trying to flash to get on top of Leave, who is going to get permafrosted. Not quite! The stun from Shanji keeps the Kai'Sa alive.
Kai'Sa lived. 369 turns up late to the play.
Hang on, that's a lot of people, but the fear is really good flash. Drake out up tonight by the W. Shanji is just the ultimate saint. He is a guardian angel for the whole of NIP. In fairness, NIP just burned a lot of the ultimates. See the attempt there from the Sejuani to interrupt the crashdown. You get one, and then Leave should have fallen. It doesn't happen. Doinby gets hit by the Glacial Prison out of the replay, though. Can't manage to make the Between Worlds work as an escape. Goes down.
This timestamp on the members that it's on, that's a problem.
Very scary, yeah.
2 kills onto the Sejuani. That's nice. It'll help them be, you know, that primary front line a little bit better. But if the Sejuani is alive while your carries are dead, that really doesn't make the difference. Did a good enough job to buy space for Cream around that Grubs fight. He's going to have to do an awful lot of work. Shanji actually taking a lot of damage. Well, doing a lot of damage here. Knowing the Poppy's base damage is kind of scary.
Oh, there's NIP. Head over to the Dragon. They got 5 of the Grubs. There's 1 Grub remaining for sure. Still, we now find ourselves in a position where NIP in a great spot. They're up 2,000 gold. But Cole just cashed in, leave now 1,500 gold ahead. Is in a fantastic spot.
Doesn't spot the person over the wall. Kanavi is there. Here comes the paranoia, but they don't know Kanavi's here yet.
Over the wall goes Peter Crisp. It doesn't matter, and despite having someone over the wall, it doesn't matter. Glacial Prison is Captain Jack Sparrowed out of there. Remember this as the day you almost caught Captain Leave. And doing beat hit by Gravity Field, but nothing too much more than that. More gold again. NIP every Sultans of Swing Solo over Go Your Own Ways chorus, and it works really well.
Those are 2 different bands, Sam.
But yeah, but I know, but it's a really good mashup.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. If you ever play Go Your Own Way, use the Sultans of Swing Solo.
Yeah, very good. Hang on, should leave on the sideline. Shanji can prop that passive, blocks it with
go.
W.
Overcomes the killer instinct and Leave ensures at 369.
Dude,
just that.
I love this. Leave goes for an earlier game build, but the Kraken Slayer compared to, well, okay, whatever. You're 2 items. It doesn't matter. But basically, the Kai'Sa playing around side lanes isn't the primary play pattern of Kai'Sa. We don't see that much side laning Kai'Sa right now, but goes into that kill, uses the 5 Grubs to kill that first tower as well. They have themselves the feats of strength already, of course, but NIP getting this Kai'Sa ahead very efficiently is great. Teleport to the top side to keep that tower alive too. Lane assignments on point for NIP.
Okay, Infernal Dragon taken by NIP. It's only the second of the game, but they have got 5 Grubs. They do get feats of strength now, courtesy of those objectives and those kills. Turrets haven't fallen yet, ironically. Actually, just did in bot lane, I take that back. But still, NIP in a very strong position. Can't quite secure this turret, but the shield after taking the Herald means that Aki not in too much danger there.
Cream is really trying to get something on the other side. This Victor could be an X Factor again if they get a little bit close to it. Shanji does not have ult, has flash. Why is he going for this one? That's a bit of a ballsy play. I guess he thinks with the next round of cooldowns he can make that kill. But there is a Seraph's on Cream. It does flip that calculation. Gotta credit Shanji for trying though.
Trying to keep this turret alive as long as he can. Actually, because Cream's had to back miles and miles away, you're not being able to finish up that turret, which Cream would really like to do this. Victor has at least been farming well. Doinb sometimes drops a bit of farm on the Aurora to make plays, and honestly, Aurora sometimes in the mid game into big poke matchups can end up dropping off a minion or 2 just purely because you can't step forward without eating a siphon power. But still, just picks up a Shadow Flame, is 4 kills deep. Mid lane turret's just fallen, at least by the fact you got level 11. The cooldown isn't as excessive as it might have been.
Hang on, Paranoia, no flash, no ult, no teammates.
You have a Hex play on Nocturne, and that means you will always hang on. Crisp turns up this time and keeps the Zyre alive. I thought it was foregone conclusion.
He didn't have teammates that close, but they were close enough.
And honestly, the tenacity in this game to mitigate things like the Sejuani ult, the Braum passive is a huge deal for this Kai'Sa if you're going diving in. It will not be that easy to lock this Kai'Sa down. Here we go again. Jackie's got ult available. Now goes up into the air, manages it around the feathers, but it's still not going to be quite enough to keep them alive.
Kai'Sa still has ult. If they get more CC, Leave will join in very quickly. Does he need to? A flash away from Crisp. No plasma put down just yet. Can't fly in. 369 taking the bot lane turret. Cream pushing the top lane. 1 kill for 2 turret pushes? I actually think top esports are okay with this one in the grand scheme of things, especially since Leave can get, well, he's just ulted in now. Kanavi, if it gets caught, maybe we'll revisit that.
Oh boy, they pick him up too. That might just lead to a bit more. Of course, they'll still lose this tier 2, and they will get soul point off this. The dragon was spawning in 10.
It is an absolute battle for Jackal to have any sort of cooldowns available again. Crisp can't save him this time.
But you will have Paranoia up for Aki, I believe.
Yes, you will. Aki can go dive in with the Paranoia. It's a single direction fight. Let's see how it works.
Go look for the play. In comes that AoE from the Atakan. The feathers come up. Aurora, though, eviscerates. Chris Sejuani secures the Atakan, but the feathers are everywhere. The petals are everywhere. They're murdering so many people. Shanji trying to stay alive. The shotgun is doing a lot of work. Leave it to the back line. Just about gets stunned up by the gravity field. It doesn't matter, though, because Leave could stick around for a triple, pick up a load of the feathers, and still feel pretty damn good.
The Atacon goes to top esports, but it doesn't give them the GA, remember, anymore. They're going to go run straight onto the Baron. Do they have the HP for this? This could be very, very risky. Leave has great objective damage with the Rage Blade, of course, activating that passive. They will get the Baron after this point. Should come through. NIP get themselves a lot of those Blood Roses. It is worth noting, if it goes, like, later game than this, you don't have, you know, your W upgrade for longer range stuff, I suppose. But Leave, I mean, he has...
In a team fight, if you can get Jacula this additional item, you would love that Lord Doms to come on through that.
They need to find another front to back with the Xayah and the Victor in a safe situation. It's so hard to buy that, though. They'll push out mid lane. They just need to keep a front line in front of their carries and see if they can do the work. It's so hard.
Shanji's TP'd in. It's not the cleanest. PP got interrupted before the crash and come down through. Knocked away is Ambessa, though. And Kanavi falls down as Leave in the back line alongside Doumbé. Annihilates what remains of top esports, who sink right down to the bottom of this game.
Doumbé with a 4-man ult sets it up and Leave slams it home. Leave, the main character of this one, has an absolute field day on Kai'Sa. 369. He was punted away. He's trying. If he'd done that in a team fight, it would have mattered more. He can't do it. He'll go down. NIP blast top esports in the fight.
And they get to pick up Soul afterwards. You know what? That Kai'Sa really needs more move speed after she ults.
Yeah, I hear that's exactly what she loves doing. As NIP really rolling away with the early game lead. They're level 1, setting up Leave for success. There are a lot of games where someone gets early resources and they don't use it well. That's not been the case here. Leave doesn't even use Stunning Cream because they kind of sat there like, well, we've tried our best, but we can't exactly do much from this kind of situation. Jack Lovey feels bad too because everything's just been thrown at him. Shanji's around the corner, doesn't have flash, might look for a wall stun anyway. Peepgod misses the Q.
Maybe an angle. They do actually get onto Leave. Forced to cleanse. He's now in danger. The GA maybe gets popped. Good ult. Like, Bessa still trying. Can't get the kill. Still got the GA. Still going. Leave is just better.
And the fight continues. Shanji gets another wall stun. Top esports will make it out, but they will make it out onto the carry. That's as good as it gets at that point. But he can't outdo Leave with so much gold in hand. And top esports, they have been auto-attacking.
He very much is. And 369, that was a good angle. They got the Glacial Frozen that immediately went into the public execution. Yeah, the cleanse was good, but you can't cleanse suppression. As a result, the Ambassador nearly did the work there. Shanji on this Poppy being run at, but with the is it Chain Crushers?
Here we go again. Here comes the Paranoia. Doumbé's on the side. Here comes his ult.
Wide, and there's Between Worlds. Ambessa is going to the next one. He Love pulls back the feathers to little avail at this point. In goes Shanji. He's so fast at this point. Leave ult on in, and the killer instinct is showing psychopathic traits at this point. Someone arrest this man. He's on a true crime podcast because he's murdering people live on air.
The GA is finally popped, but that's the only one he will need. Kanavi dies. The rest of them fall before him. NIP take the first game of the series.
Head on to the Nexus turret, and they do so with style. Leave on the Kai'Sa is the main character. The other members set him up. Great games from Aki. Great games from Doumbé to really make sure that this Kai'Sa pops. It is a 10-kill Aurora. It is 11 kills on this Kai'Sa.
Not turn the entire stream off. That would have been very, very bad.
It's all now you said the big red button.
No,
there,
don't press the big red button.
I'm like, meow, meow, meow.
Necessarily need the consistent damage if you can get that first kill.
Go. Looking for a potential dive on this bot side before we start talking comp nuances a little later on. Shanji, spike over now, lots of flashes being blown. They want to get this kill and they do secure it. Comes at a relatively high cost though.
Does. Shanji gets a little bit too far away from his tower. Can go a bit closer. Maybe it changes things. 3 rotations around the place. Cream, of course, with a Dark Seal first back. Yay! On the RE. Can maybe snowball if they look for that first good ult of the game. Chris doesn't have flash, doesn't have ignite. Might be important in this one.
Here we go, looking for the engage. Peepgod and Chris both try to go forwards. It's a lot of damage, but Peepgod dies first. Now there's a charm onto Doumbé. Can't quite secure that one back as they do lose Jackie. Comes at a fairly high cost of Shanji being burned down. Kanavi low but not out of this. Doumbé has had his perfect execution timeout. Leave holding on to the 4th shot. Ends up being a 1-for-1 in terms of the kills. Grubs look like NIP the ones come out with 2 of them.
Yeah, Cream a little bit unfortunate.
Slow because again you're so gated by the way your passive and your 4 shots work. Nice charm there from Cream. Gets a nice chunk onto Shanji, who's actually now in danger at a 3rd HP with Kanavi coming on over. I think they're going to try and dive this with Chris coming on up. Turret has got the Q3 gone down. That gives license to go forwards. All out goes Shanji, but the charm follows. Cream takes aggro, doesn't care that much. Third kill to
The
Jackie.
damage is starting to rack up, and Cream getting accelerated too. Doesn't have ult. Needs to be a bit careful here, buddy.
Flash Q to curtain call is coming on down. The cease and desist. Flash just out of range. Charm is good. Here comes PP God, who headbutts to get to the wave and allows Aki to pick up the kill.
Greedy from Cream. Like a proper afro kind of
thing.
It was very voluminous hair. Now it's a lot more flat. He is a very tall person. He kind of looked a little bit like Ivan, actually, with everything. Hang on, that's a big catch-up on Chris. Flashes out, so flips his pot.
Turn around. The ult. Nice cleanse from Lee, but now the Terran has got to flash away. It's left Aki Outstrider, who doesn't have flash to work with. Gonna try and donate another kill over to someone valuable. It'll be Kanavi that ends up securing it, and that was a bit of an overplay from him.
I noticed you mentioned that yesterday. NFP, fill it up. I'm definitely not salty about that one. Teleport's coming through. Let's show what the fight takes.
Can look for some more. Chains of Corruption land, but it's only on to Cassante, who's taking that much down. Dragon secured. That second one in, but now Cream looking for the angle on the other side will just mean that the Vi dies. No option to cease and desist, and you're right, resets begin to fly. Barbecue in range, just about, looking for an angle here. Leaf has to flash over the wall to get out to safety. Dragon secure, but at cost. Now Doomby in a potentially ugly spot.
Available immediately after the resets. Well, they haven't been able to use them. Now Top East will have everything up but the Cyclone, and well, they have everything in the next few seconds. Kanavi doesn't have it right now. Actually does have ult. He's pulling his turns under tower, though.
Oh, that sometimes happens when your revive will get out to safety, but now the teleports come flying. Crisp's in danger, but they kill Aki off first. Crisp still just about alive. Finally taken out by Doomby, but the equalizer comes on down top of Shanju, gets charmed back onto the red carpet.
Cream.
It is a very important person indeed. Welcome to the Oscars. Unfortunately, the people winning the awards for best movie.
Cool down. It's like, we have to go now. Overplays himself, goes into the pocket, gives a reset over to the Ari, who starts to just put down a ton of work. Look how many just random Malignance pulls you get in this play. Charm back into it. It's another death to the top side. As Cream gets himself another Dark Seal stack. Top esports well and truly snowballing.
And they picked them up in the right places. Everyone looking to have picked up quite a lot of gold. This Cassante as well, down 30 CS. That's a big deal now in the top side. You've got first items completed. Jackie Love has been set up for success from the early game. In the picture-in-picture, we can see it's just Crisp walking menacingly at Doomby and chasing him down with all the abilities. And then, despite Cream having taken a bit of a chunk, still manages to pick up the kill. It's a good spot.
He's going towards the Leandri second now. He's got a lot of gold. This would be the time to go Magi's, folks. You want to get it before you start overcapping and start powering those other important fights. We'll see. Cream will go at some point. He's got enough stacks. I believe in him. I trust him. But the Leandris really does want to be part of your build, especially against the Alistair and the Cassante later. Cream is going to start taking over this game if no one else is going to as well. I said, obviously, I'm the Ari player. I like to focus on this guy. Everyone can take over this game now is the problem.
Two, really, at this point. Or catching people in a skirmish on rotation to get the man advantage afterwards. It's just not easy, especially if it costs you too many ults.
Yeah. Hey, we did say walking out of game one. Hey, great level one from NIP, and they played their comp well. Can you do that same thing again? Can you get ahead with composition that plays itself so well? In this game, no. Dragon goes over, soul point denied from NIP. Peep God maybe looking for something. Cassante is on the flank. Doinby could TP, but I don't think it's a great angle. They can't find them. I mean, there's even a chance that Peep God gets caught here.
Look at Shanji and Aki split up. Are they going to try and teleport in from Doomby? Keep your eyes on it. Everyone's coming along. They've not spotted the Vi yet. Who's backed away. Nice vision
People
toggle.
the Infinity Edge, but they do have good utility. I think they're worried that they are falling behind the game and they want to make a comeback play, but I think they're overreaching for it.
You really want, at this point, I think, a second item on Doomby to match this Collector Rapid Fire, and then you can try and just pick off the Ari, the Varus, someone who will die in a chain CC, assuming you can make it happen. And that would be a big deal.
So there is actually a comment in chat which I'd like to talk about as well, because Helena's asking, well, why are we playing the Lethality Varus? Isn't that a mistake against multiple tanks? And normally I would agree. I think that makes sense from the Varus perspective, but you now have two Leandris solo laners going into the tanks as well. I think that they'll do enough, and Jackalov, I mean, he does damage to plenty of everyone else all the time. He puts that ult. He's not looking that tanky, is he, right now?
Maybe he found an angle on here. He's going to jump onto Kanavi. I think we'll just get executed. Cyclone's solid. That means actually the turnaround T is still very strong. Chris has to get over. Aki can't quite secure that one. Shanji to the backline onto Jackie, though, could prove problematic. Doomby looking for another angle forwards, going all out. Jackie's still alive, though, and that means they can't secure the kill on the Varus. It ends up being the 1-for-1. Doomby, PP God, very low, have to flash out. The burn is just ridiculous. Double flash is popped. in trade.
So it still only ends up being a 1-for-1, and yeah, you can see the issue right there in terms of, well, if you're getting a 1v1 with the Cassante and the Varus, then yeah, the Varus is going to really start running from that one. Does well to force PP God into a bit of a rough situation. Cream not quite able to clean up in the way that he wanted to either. A bit of a worrying side from Top Esports. They shouldn't too much risk that. Plays it safe, and now we're getting ourselves a Herald into the mid lane. Cream has ult, has flash potential force play if someone's stepped out of position.
Still a lot of flashes and the teleport from Shanji burned though, so the tier 2 still going to fall. So it was a little bit dicey, but the thing is, so much was burned in that play, particularly from NIP to just go 1-for-1, but neither does Shanji, so it's all right. Shanji will clear that one out. Could potentially all out to him on the turret, and you can't exactly put the flame spitter on because then you start taking tower aggro. So, and again, second dragon only for Top Esports. Well, NIP could afford to give it up, but again, their comp is in some ways past its real point of power. They've got at least a couple bits of assist. Nice charm on to PP God, who feels the ult, needs to ult, turns around to Chris, half shock times out, Deadly Approach goes wide. Shanji already lost a third of the HP. Chris goes back in, has the locket. They can turn around to PP God, who's just dead. Shanji walking down the red carpet again, slows down to have a few pictures taken, but leaves before it gets too hot to handle.
So that's going to be dragging over to Top Esports. They need to find another angle. Aki does have that angle. Can they execute on it?
Don't know they're there. They're trying to hold a court in these tri-brush. PP God now coming across. Curtain call and Aki on a good flank. I think PP God still probably just dies. Dracula ghost blades away from the potential angle for the Vibe. Rumble dead though. Ari now coming up. Doinby very deep. They will get both junglers now trading. Doinby needs to flash on out. Make this one out. Doinby goes golden, but he's still going to just have Kanavi waiting on top of it for a crushing blow. And they bring him down. Chris keeps going forward, trying to extend the play. They lose one back as Jin, at least gets to execute with the Collector. Cream flashes over the wall for the Orb of Deception, as we now know. It is confirmed. Shanji all out. Picks up a decent Untopo Strikes Part 3 to get that, but Kanavi ain't stopping. Wait, though, Leave could do a lot of work here. Fourth shot gets him a triple.
Leave has a 7,500 damage team fight to keep NIP in the game. I am so sorry for... though, the Top Esports want to bring Leave out of position if at all possible.
Everyone's here. And a fumbled Atakan here might give NIP their route back into the game. The last one got a bit dicey. Credit to Shanji and Leave in particular for the extended play. Shanji hit with the charm. Aki's still on a decent flank. Crisp is warding him off. Promises tri-brush control, not fantastic. The equalizer is decent. Burns a lot of HP on PP God and Shanji. They back off and we restart Atakan again.
Here we go again. Top Esports trying to control the tri-brush. These charms doing a very good job of denying that access in. Doinby opening up the extra option from top lane, and Leave is still in the defensive pocket. He's got a W, he's got an ult. How much can he do? And we walk them, say, into the river. Again, here comes Aki.
They confront around the curtain call to buy some time. It's going to be a lot of damage. Kanavi begins to body block. They've lost the fight. PP God falls. Much cleaner stuff, and I don't think there's an easy angle, unfortunately, for Leave to keep putting down DPS.
That's better this time. They don't overchase into the Jin, and they will be able to get themselves the Atakan. NIP, one good fight does not make a one game. They get themselves a decent recovery, but they can't stick the landing. Atakan goes down, while NIP will at least trade for the mid lane turret.
How far away from an Infinity Edge is Leave? That will be a question we have to track. The problem is Baron is up. Atakan was just secured. There's not even a soul to secure for NIP. They'll get soul point off this, and that's not bad. You'll take that as a consolation prize out of in case of nothing, but still not easy.
And those, okay, so this is going to be a soul point for NIP. So the directive trade does come through. However, well, I mean, if you survive long enough, fight for soul after that point, so NIP opening up.
But I said I wonder how close he was to that. That now makes Leave an X Factor. He can do a lot of work this game if he gets time to hit people, and probably, if possible, not be full shotting people at full HP. The bullets do way more damage as long as you've lost some HP to begin with. It means Aki and Doinby do a little bit of work there themselves, I think. The problem is they just don't want to fight right now. I don't blame them. They're trying to maybe get a hold of 369, but the inhibitor will fall nonetheless in this bot lane.
Yeah, I think NIP, as long as they know that Leave's in... Look where Leave is positioning. He's positioning at W range, not auto range. So he's sitting back, you know, way beyond the engage range of the fight. He's trying to sit there because he knows he doesn't have to auto attack all the time. The ult's going to be good poke again. Using quite an important tool. Atakan's only there for 30 seconds. They break the base, but they don't break the game.
Charm, Wipe and Cream does still not enjoy the damage from Leaf, but again, you've got Atakan withdrawals to work with, so they can play very, very aggressively. They do so. Second inhibitor about to go down. I think NIP He may be forced to pull the trigger at some point, because I don't think Top Esports are leaving.
See, there was a... Oh, man, there's a lot of damage onto Cream. The Atacon's moving off in 10 seconds. Can they get kills after that, or will they have to delay?
Curtains are called. Remember, there's not that much pit work here to hold on. They get one withdrawal. Recall now comes from Cream.
It's bearing off now. It's gone.
It's gone. You're right. They can start trying to put up, but Doomby goes golden, but too late. They turn it around. Gonna try and play out for leave. Akali gets 2. No way. Doomby on that HP gets that much value. They can keep going. You're right. They're gonna try and play it out. 369 puts on the barbecue, but Leave likes those odds.
Cream takes too much damage before the fight, and Top Esports just do not recognize they are
That will be a GA last, and I do not blame him. That's pretty significant. Of course, Aki did lose the GA active in that last play, worth noting. But then again, so did Kanavi. So both junglers without that additional second life. Wave control, if nothing else. They did get Soul Point. So this might be their angle back in if they can win this next fight.
Cream, what's he doing here? PP God doesn't have flash, will have to ult early, and he does. Here comes the
on the
fight.
Side. Jumps into the backline. Cream goes golden, but it's not the best angle. And now the turnaround can begin to go on through. It's a great curtain call angle. 1 for 1 as it stands, but the walls are closing in, as are the curtains. Doomby goes golden. Will likely still fall apart here. They get that additional kill. Ends up being a 2 for 2, but the jungler is dead and Dragon's alive.
But the AD carry is dead on one side, and Leave is still full HP with the GA.
Boy.
With a flash, you cannot go towards this. I think at this point, the AD carry diff is more important. And if now you've reached this point where
Donate to the early lead. Game 2, he had to fight for it. The Atacon buffs wearing off. Massive, massive moment for Top Esports to fumble.
And there's still a gold lead for Top Esports, but I just don't, I think it's decorative now. I think it's decorative. If you can't deal with the Jhin, it doesn't matter. Leave standing again at W range. He's playing for that longer range. The Solar Flag comes through, but it's only onto the Alistar.
Does have to hope for
that's it. Does, but Doomby going in potentially.
Apologise, he held on to his nerve. I thought it was that. It was a different thing around him. It might have been trampled anyway.
Passive.
Shino Cream burns the ult. Try to get the angle. PP God goes back on him, but it's only really onto the prone. They go to turn. PP God is very low, but now gets to pop the ult. Changes corruption after. Leave unthreatened as he opens the curtains. Doomby to the back line alongside Aki. They've killed off Shanji at the very least. Aki and Doomby not getting as much work done as they want. Leave is doing damage though. GA back up off cooldown. Gives a moment. Doomby cannot secure the kill. The last order would do it to break down the Akali. Finally brought low. PP God goes down. But Leave is just absolutely monstering the fight. It's an 8,000 damage Rumble team fight though, who manages to match Leave, but he's going to clear up this T2. The Jhin just unthreatened, unbothered, and absolutely lethal.
The Ocean Soul is absolutely critical. You see how long PP God, Doomby, and Shanji stay alive because they delay just a little bit longer. Rumble might walk up. I don't really think they can stop this going down though.
They're going to try and fight this one out. Equalizer comes into the backline. Leave. Remember, no flash. Needs to be a bit wary, but with the Ocean Soul and the ability to reset here, comes on through. An NIP are going to crest us post 40 minutes. This Jhin to set up the Sakali for a bit more success. For the first time this game, it really feels like Top Esports are now on this true defensive.
The Poke Varus as well going to get some diminishing rewards because it is against the Ocean Soul. If you can proc that, a lot of that poke starts to disappear. Walking up the tower damage is absolutely nasty. NIP for the taking. Aki alive on a flank. If you can heal off of the Raptors, it changes a lot here. They go in.
2. Lot of damage. Curtains are called. Trying to shield up Crisp, who takes a lot of work. Needs to be very wary. Oh my days, I've not body blocked it properly. He needs to back away. Your support, not here. Aki's healed off camps.
And they don't have the Equalizer. The Equalizer got the GA from Aki. That is now a big tool missing. Leave back into position. The Elder going down, and Crisp not at the fight with the Solar Flare.
Doomby's still on vision. That ward is offering so much work this fight. Deadly Approach wide. In goes the cease and desist, but survives. Aki dead. All out for Shanji, trying to play as one out. Cream can keep on hopping. Doomby on the other side. Leave trying to play as one out. Gets a cleanse, trying to run away. Just about alive. Still got the GA working. Still gets down. Shanji is dead. Cream can't find the kill. Leave though being run by Kanavi. Still got a GA to work with. Goes down. Leave alive. 10,000 damage. The Equalizer back off cooldown. This needs to be the moment. The Jhin has to die. He's down. The game is done.
11,000 damage is not enough from Leave. Top Esports will win the game somehow, some way. After fumbling their mid and late game, NIP tried their best, but Top Esports will end it here and bring us to 1-1 even in the series.
Just can't quite carry it over the line. That ward in the pit It's going to halt them. It spots out Aki that loses the GA. It spots out Duembi as he looks for the flank and leave. The one death of this
to play. You don't have to easy pick and go
comps not bad either. Just off the way Q works in general, pretty good with that. Flash away. PP God gets under the turret. Gonna try and clear out this wave best he can. Will be able to decimating smash. Will die, but should be able to pick up the wave at least.
This is the
still
bonus.
First blood goes
come back.
to
You don't have the teleports for this now. They are going to bring this in. This is dangerous now.
369 nowhere near Mega as yet. Gets slowed down with the piercing darts. Flash for the grasping roots. Crisp forced away from this Nah, who will likely be given a kill over to Aki. Crisp now in danger as well. Speeds themselves up with the E. Flashes out after.
So 369. It's not point and click. It's not a Vi. It's not Nautilus or something like that. Jackalov on Ezreal could do unspeakable things from this lane slot too. He is the beneficiary for top esports.
I don't think we ever actually covered the Sion Senna combo. We mentioned it's a thing. We haven't explained why. And
hang on, he's got no mana. Jackie's got flash and barrier, caught out by the Senna.
Maybe required to. Grasping Roots lands, there's the barrier. PP God now down, Aki actually pretty low. Flash for the Spectral Maw over PP God. Gets the kill, and Jackie doesn't need mana when he can get a little bit from those honey fruits. PP God dies as well. Nicely done by Top Esports.
Top Esports catch the catch. NIP go first, but they are just a little bit disrespectful. They didn't have flash on Aki or PP God. They used them in the dive. Crisp is going to be fine here. Luke doesn't have the most early damage. Jackie could jump over the wall. That could be a problem. The W had come through for that proc. Level 6 on Shanji. Level 6, level 4. That could be a problem.
Doesn't go any further. Leave is still fighting. Duembi's turned up. Jackie's hunting for more. Flash away. Flash forward. Gets the kill. And now Jackie's still deep. Level 6. Could be in danger. Duembi find a flash, but there's a root from the Karma. And Jackie gets another. What is this game? It is a circus around these grubs.
Kanavi getting resets too. NIP, you had that early game going pretty well, all things said and done. Yeah, the Ezreal was scary, but at least you'd managed to deal with the Nah. Now the Ezreal is game ending. 2-0 and 3. After that point, they have to disengage. NIP grossly overestimating themselves.
Yeah, I know they were trying to buy time for Aki to get there. I mean, 5 seconds might have been enough to play that, but now PP God's getting run down by 369, and it's not the Renekton versus the Gnar, it's the Sion versus the Gnar, and the Sion is not having a very fun time, having lost access to that first wave like the Gnar did.
Jackie is so goddamn strong, man.
Hang on, that's a big root. Gonna be potentially chased down right now. Has no flash. That means there'll be a lot of work to blow up Jackie. Nicely done. Leave gets that kill.
Jackie is so goddamn dead, man. I can't believe. I cannot believe that
Fair
happens.
amount of damage yourself. It's just about getting on top of people to use it. Dragon being started. Aki. For an angle. Kanavi takes it. Q Smite is good. And the charge on through doesn't work. Jackie very low. Root lands onto Crisp. Dawning Shadow comes across. The shuffle back is good, but doesn't get the kill. Aki alive. The plan still doesn't work. Kanavi flashes to get the reset. Will now die. No, he doesn't, because he just gets to jump away again. Surely, surely, surely he dies. Oh, no, he doesn't.
Double reset the heal off both. Gets a, what do we call it? Last stand in there too. Shanji, no flash to follow up on that. And Kanavi gets himself the HP. Yeah, NIP get themselves a turret here. How's that? NIP, we said they were losing control of this game. They're going to start losing control through the side lanes now too, and that's a big problem. 369 gets the stun.
Planetary Blow comes down, and Duembi has no mana. He's used it all, tries to accelerate away, but there comes Chris, throws out the Soul Flare. Duembi survives, but they lose another turret, and Top Esports already had feats of strength, having secured that last dragon, so now they really begin to accelerate.
Duembi not really genuinely start a fight.
Shanji picked up a couple of those honey fruit, gives him a bit more rage. Jackie has to hop away. Crisp in danger. PP God goes very deep. Crisp flashes away. PP God surviving, gets a shield on that. Dawning Shadow flashes out of Kanavi's ult, especially now. 369 on the flank. Nearly at Mega. Gonna get knocked up, but not quite enough. Shanji doing his best. Flash for the Gnar. Leave in danger and will swiftly be put into an early grave. 369 turns up late, and it is fashionably so.
369 needs to add a 4 to the end of his name for the targets he hit with the ult. Flashes in, great timing, and manages to win Top Esports the fight. NIP did not respect that extra engage. We said the engage is very, very hard.
And the game gets very challenging, don't get me wrong. Senna's scaling is good, it'll offer something.
369 no flash. Shanji does have all, he can get himself the empowered stun. Aki can kill hit.
If you try to, Stranglethorn's coming down, the Mega Gnar into the wall with the knock-up after. That's a lot of burn. I don't think 369 has anywhere really to go. Slice, dice, and Shanji picks up the kill.
As I said, does no flash, goes a little bit too far there. The Herald in the top side is going to make for maybe even a 2-tower push. Nah, nothing more than that, really. I guess they could use that Herald to drive it somewhere else too. Donby's gonna be able to take that one down.
Charge? They do.
Oh, they do. I thought they'd be able to kill it with the hit on the eye on the back of it. Top Esports lose one kill on the side. We did say that. Hey, that again might lead to that. Nice, cool. What that means is, we said this in one of our previous. They can push all 3 lanes, ready for the dragon to spawn in 20 seconds.
With a poke comp, effectively, let's be real. Plus Ocean Soul empowered by a Ruinous Atakan buff. That is so difficult.
Scream!
Good looking! And it's the cream of the crop. But you know what the crop is? It's a Zyra plucked from the garden. Leave tries to run, but there's nowhere to go. Well, Dawning Shadow for a moment, but that's 3 members dead.
And this could just be the game. Look how much damage they'll do to towers here. Where is the wave clear? Derby might have to go melee form to break something. It is absolutely disgusting 6 grubs with the Ruinous Atakan. Top Esports, they don't need the Ocean Soul. They might just end the entire game.
I think they can. That's 3 members dead. They've got so much structure damage. They might just decide, look, respawns are coming, we'll take inhibitor and go for the soul.
Yeah, a little bit of hype there. I saw the respawn, like, oh yeah, it is. I'm normally
Solo queue would have stayed.
I'm normally used to late game. I was thinking, oh yeah, but the death times or whatever. I mean, if they get another kill, maybe that can happen. Jumping forward is Shanji.
They're going to have PP God come on in. Shanji flashed out, Cream low, but just standard delivers. In comes PP God running out to a Cream, but he gets a heal courtesy of Chris. And 369 is back around. Now that Scion is real deep. Flashed out, gets rooted by the Defiance. Or the Renewal, I apologize. Busy Sniper continues to hop on forwards. They lose the initial member. Zombie Zion will clear out the wave at least. But an attempt to pick on the retreat doesn't work for NIP.
Yeah, Nas going to just go towards Shuffle at the right moment to completely break the spine of this game.
And this was after what looked like a very astute lane swap. Renekton getting solo lane. The Senna
she go for the Thrillders, went for the Shojin, but it means he has... Oh, Aki, he's been spotted now, and that is... A Rose by any other name would still be just as dead, so it would seem.
Smells a bit like manure this game, unfortunately. He is back into the compost pile.
Hey, I hear that's meant to be a fertilizer, but that might just have to be growth for the next game. They'll have to grow from this one. God, they wish they could have grown a little bit more in the last one. Now potentially down series points against Top Esports. They're trying for one last desperate play.
Cream eats a bit of damage. They try to go over the wall. Shanji pops the Dominus. Cream actually now in danger, will likely fall. So they get one. But the extended fight going to be very challenging. Doinb flashes out, but they give up a soul. 369 flashing over this Gnar. Nearly at Mega. Shanji tries to get some damage back, but there's nothing left to be done. A triple to 369's Gnar. 16-4. Soul, Ruinous Atakan, and NIP are ruined. It is the end of an empire here in this one. Match point, series point for Top Esports.
That'll do it. They will shred through the turrets, and NIP. Creative composition is about all you can say for that. Leave, exit stage left. Nexus falls, and Top Esports move to series points. You ult onto the Zera, you pull the shockwave.
It's names of the Yasuo abilities, because obviously Beyblade's when you spin, but there's like the Keyblade where you kind of do it, kind of double one off.
Chris caught out, has no flash, he's going to go down. Yeah. Aki finds him, the Lulu goes down. First blood to NIP.
Busy musing, and an exhaust and a heal from PP
Chris still has no flash, he has heal now, but Aki...
Oh boy, he's going to put down the Chompers, gets a bit of time. The Polymorph comes on through, exhaust is on Aki, trying to flash on forwards, but a nice counter strike from Top Esports means that Shinzao will die. Ultra Laser tags a couple, but not enough.
Oh, the shockwave!
Pulls Leave back from across the wall. The Zap flashed away from Kanavi. Will have a leap strike up and available pretty shortly, but the Prowling...
He's level 7, he gets the level up. That's kind of nice for the extra stats. Shekelov has his ult as well. Leave's going in, double ults.
And they're going to go to the Choppers! That's a bad time to be Leave. He's dead, and that means the cat is going to be put in a sack with a rat and a Jax. He's dead.
There's the teleport coming through. Shanji has his ultimate. Doombe's here, and he has the ult. He goes straight onto the Jinx.
Heal flash. Storm gets the kill. Crisp under turret, but the sweeping blade on out. And they get one in trade.
Kanavi can't pick up Doombe there. Doombe does, however, leave mid lane alone. Cream, who was down.
Flash from Doombe to trade out with, of course, Jacula, but now both summoners burned from this Jinx. Alongside that Lulu, we'll have a look at this play again.
So, look at how well Chris plays this. Started up by NIP. Doombe's sat on vision. Top Esports don't see that much right now. It's really dangerous to go towards here. Shanji could be teleporting in and threatening a cast, and that could be so much stuff. Kanavi can potentially look for a steal, but I don't think he wants to throw himself in harm's way.
Turret playing the feat of strength, and Leave jumps on, turn around, final step comes on down, and Kanavi now in danger, will be able to get healed, does so, flash on full for Aki, who gets knocked up, but there is a wild growth, hops away, still gonna keep chasing, tries to go to the backside, now Leave is low, but also a rocket body block, flash forward, gets the kill, PP God needs to leave, jumps onto Aki, teleport now coming behind, this will be 369, gets the last breath, gonna see the 3 down straight knockup, and they bring down Jackie Love.
Oh, that is such a good extra dash in from Aki, the Shin Sao setting out. Setting
not want
up.
to give Zeri a free ult and free time to auto attack and stack up that ultimate. I mean, the ult does hit, doesn't hit onto Leave. They'll get that turret now. They'll get themselves some extra gold for it. He's not going to be... I don't think they can really do... Hang on, they might be able to. So Aki's coming down if they do, and he's coming with a Yuumi attached to him. I don't think you want to do this. The teleport's coming through. Do they see it? They'll see it now. Doomby, if he gets a knock-up, could be very, very powerful.
Oh, the turnaround is monstrous. The Hextech are going to buy some time. They got a wild growth, Doomby. Just about surviving. 369 falls. Finally, Kanavi looking to turn it around. They've burned a lot.
Shockwave still up. Shockwave is still up.
They can go on to the Jax. Flashed away from by Doomby. 1-for-1 as it stands. Looking at the other side though. Shanji goes back on in. Lee pops the lightning crash, but doesn't really hit anyone. Counter-strike back up. Doomby in danger. No minions to slide through. It's a triple to Kanavi on the Jax.
Last time he went for a big play,
I think
Kanavi
I saw
missed.
any valuable autos from this Zeri, who would have been a key part of that. Has now picked up 2 items. Soul point on the ground for the side of NIP if they can find it, but there's a lot missing as we stand. Kanavi goes forwards, and he is so scary now on this Jax. They're going to go on to him. Can they follow up? They're going to throw down the ult for the shockwave. Denies space. Doomby dies. Knock up again onto Leave, and the Yuumi is going to be gone because he was trying to jump onto the Yasuo. Oh no, Shanji in danger, gets slowed. Hextech ultimatum. And they get a triple kill to Cream's Orianna.
Oh, they're just handing out all the kills now. NIP are misjudging the value of the double shields from top esports, and I think they're losing their heads a little bit. They won't be able to get themselves towards the dragon and get themselves the burst combo. And with this kind of composition, you fall behind in your objectives and your gold. It becomes really, really difficult to play it in the future. I really want to
lane out of turret. In a turret going again. Yes, again. Repeat the last miss. Really able to make even more of these explosive plays. They have flash on Kanavi. They have flash on Dakulov and Chris. They could really just full send it at any time, just like this.
Zaki will audacious charge onto the turret, try and get towards 369, but now they're just going to attack this turret. They're going to find a nice knock-up with the Crescent Guard, but 369 will use the Hextech ultimatum. We'll have a teleport to respond just after. Aki flashes away. The final chapter, the heal, the zoomies, the wild growth! It's exceptional! Shanji turned into a snowman, but there is no Olaf to build. He's dead. It ain't frozen. It's melting. It's all falling apart for NIP. The Wombo combo is lacking the Wombo.
Oh, this Lulu has been disgusting. The Atakan gives them some withdrawals to work around too. Top esports, I think a lot of people maybe consider them underdogs because they came through the lower bracket and NIP came through. Turnaround, get the organization to 10,000 LPL career kills.
Some claps in chat. It has to be that or bust, and then Leave has to clean up what remains.
Surely Doomby's debut split back in after such a promising group stage doesn't end like this. Well, Top Esports would like to write their own story. Top Esports are really one of those all-time elite LPL teams. Yes, they've changed some players, changed some of the paints on the cover, really, but Kanavi coming in for TM, Chris coming in for Makeup, still definitely players with a high reputation themselves, even if they have some inconsistencies. Top Esports would go on to face BLG if they win this, who looked very scary earlier today.
Oh, yeah,
so their story, God, LPL
Jumps
playoffs.
onto Jackie and Chris. Back he goes over. Now has a decent flag.
But no, they've left them! They've left them alone!
He's got his own blue buff. Polymorph onto Shanji, but it doesn't actually collapse that well. That gives Aki a moment to the backline. They've knocked people down. The zone is good for Green, but I don't know if it's going to be able to keep him alive. On the other side, Jackie dies. Doomby gets that one. They got both bot laners. Cream about to fall down. The Medjai is having all of his pages turn out. 3-6 at least picks up Doomby. But Leave alongside this Yuumi. Cream still running. Actually might get out and hold on to those pages.
Cream just about lives, but Top Esports, I thought they'd found a wonderful way to split the fight as the Hex Gate had separated the team, but no, NIP, they close their eyes, draw a bead on Top Esports, and they somehow find the mark. Aki saves the game with the Yuumi on his back, and they'll take the Baron. They might be able to take themselves the dragon afterwards too. Actually, I'm not sure about that because there's a teleport back to the Nexus turrets because there are double inhibitors leading to Super Minions taking a Nexus turret. I didn't think we'd even get to the point where NIP would have to think about the game beyond this point, but here we are. Aki saves the game with the Yuumi on his back, and they'll take the Baron. They might be able to take themselves the dragon afterwards too. Actually, I'm not sure about that because there's a teleport back to the Nexus turrets because there are double inhibitors leading to Super Minions taking a Nexus turret. I didn't think we'd even get to the point where NIP would have to...
Was critical. They will lose this dragon. It's only second though. It's not the end of the game. But NIP find
this top lane tower is going to go down despite that Baron buff. The Baron Power Blade gave them 2,000 gold to the advantage, but it is still them stuck on their side of the map. They barely have a ward outside of their own base.
But time was what they needed. Time is what they get. Look what's in Doomby's
How
instance.
scared. Jekyll has to play. He doesn't have flash. He can't flash up Cask if it came in from that. Kanavi goes in and he forces the fight.
To leave the wall growth after! The Zeri brought her down to earth. There is no more to be said. The game is over. The cast comes on through, but the president is dead. There is no replacement. There is no election. It's a dictatorship. It's the night of top esports that come rampaging through. An NIP drop. Hope is dead this game.
Can Kanavi do it? Yes, he can. He proves that he is still one of the best players in the goddamn world on the Jax, has so many carry performances, and takes top esports to the finish line.
An extraordinary assassination. I wondered, you all wondered whether that Zeri would have a moment. They won't. Ninjas in pajamas. All pro team in mid. All pro team in...